Tonight we're making pesto pizza. Hey everybody, this is Kevin with Living Traditions Homestead. Welcome back to the homestead. Tonight we are going to have pizza night. A couple days ago we made about 10 or 12 batches of homemade pesto, and I think there's a video that I'll put a link to over here, and you can see us making the pesto. Well, one of our favorite things on the homestead is pesto pizza, so tonight I'm going to show you how to make homemade pizza crust. One of the things that we gave up when we moved on our homestead, or when we started homesteading, was store-bought pizza. We don't go out for pizza anymore. We don't really ever buy pizza in the store. Mainly because we try to only consume organic wheat. So I'm going to show you how to make this pizza crust. It's super easy. This will make enough dough for one pizza and for breadsticks to go along with it. So let me show you exactly what we're going to do. We're going to start with organic all-purpose flour. If you can't get organic or you choose not to, you can just use all-purpose flour, that's fine. It's also going to use just a little bit of sugar. We use non-GMO cane sugar, a little bit of yeast, some olive oil, and some salt, and that's really about it. Alright, so we're going to start off with 3 cups of the all-purpose flour. We use organic, but if you just have regular all-purpose flour, that'll work just as well. My handle broke off of my measuring cup, so may not be perfect, but you know my saying, homestead perfect. That's kind of like perfect enough. Alright, so 3 cups of flour. Next thing is going to be 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. And 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We use the pink Himalayan salt, but regular table salt will work as well. And then what I like to do is just whisk together all of those dry ingredients in my mixer. Alright, once you know that that's all mixed together, then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And now I like to switch to the dough hook and get that mixing in there. And then we're going to use 2/3 of a cup of warm water. Alright, and I just use hot tap water. Now what I like to do is just take a spatula Now once that starts to get mixed together, then I'm going to add more water, one third of a cup at a time. It's usually about another 2/3 of a cup, but like with all doughs, it kind of depends on the humidity. So, but it ends up being about 1 1/3 cups of water. And you can see that starting to come together into a nice dough. And you want this to be a little bit sticky so that you can put it out on your kneading board and knead it the rest of the way. So that's probably about good for the mixer. I like to do most of it by hand. And that gives you a good, just semi-sticky dough. And what I'll do is just put a little bit of flour on my kneading board. And you're going to knead this just about, I don't know, 25 times or so. Until it's a nice, even consistency. And then what you're going to do is cover it with a towel and let it rest for 10 minutes. So I'm going to do that now. I'll be back with you in a little bit. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes. The dough's been resting and you see it looks good. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to cut this. What I like to do is use about 2/3 of it for the pizza crust and another 1/3 of it for the breadsticks. So we'll just set that off to the side. And now I'm going to take this, I'm going to throw it up in the air, I'm going to spin it around, and then while the dough is spinning, I'm going to spin in the opposite direction, catch it behind my back, and lay it down here and we'll have a perfect pizza. No, not really. First of all, we live in an old house that only has 7-foot ceilings, so that could be disastrous really fast. Second of all, I'm just not that good. So I use a rolling pin. So what I like to do is just put some flour down on my board. I pat it out into kind of a circle. And then I use my rolling pin to roll it out. It does take a little practice to learn how to roll it out well, and I don't always do very well, so you want to try to get it to a pretty even thickness all over. There you go. And then just sprinkle a little flour on top. And then the easiest way to transfer this onto your pizza pan for baking is, now that you have flour on top, is just to fold it up. Move it over to your pan. And there you go. There's your pizza crust. So we'll set that off to the side and we'll make the breadsticks. Now while you're doing this, actually while the dough was resting for the 10 minutes, heat your oven to 450. So if yours like ours, we have propane and it takes a while to get up to 450. So, and then for the breadsticks, I don't do anything fancy. I just kind of roll them out. And then when you're baking these, the pizza and the breadsticks take about I don't know, 12 minutes or so in the oven. So with the breadsticks, what I'll do is about 5 or 6 minutes in, is I'll take them out, brush them with some butter, put some garlic powder on top, and then put them back in. And so for the breadsticks, just roll them out like that, put them on a pan. I like to cut them before I put them in the oven. And then the other thing that I do with the pizza crust and the breadsticks is just take a fork, poke holes all over so they don't puff up. And that's it. So we're going to go ahead and make our pizza. This is about as homemade as you can get. We've got homemade crust, homemade pesto that we made this afternoon. Last night we had one of our chickens that we raised baked in the oven, so we've got a little bit of chicken left. It's not a lot, but it'll be enough. And then homemade mozzarella. We have a friend who provides us with raw milk, raw Jersey milk. And so Sarah makes homemade mozzarella cheese. And I don't think she's done a video on that yet, but I'm going to tell her she has to. So, so we have homemade mozzarella, and I guess that's about as homemade as it gets. So let's get putting this together. There's really no set amount for any of this stuff, so we just kind of do what looks good. That's probably about good. Then we're going to put some cheese. Then what I like to do is put the chicken on, and then more cheese on top. Alright, there we go. And again, we're going to bake this at 450. I'm going to put this and the breadsticks in, and they'll take about 10 or 12 minutes, and we'll be all set. So I'll be back with you in a little bit. Alright, so it's all done. It took about 12 to 14 minutes, maybe a little longer than I originally thought, but you can see it looks good. Our family is excited to eat it. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you will try this recipe. I've tried a ton of homemade pizza recipes over the years, and this is by far the easiest and best recipe that we have tried. So I hope you'll give it a try. Leave a message down in the comments after you do. Let us know what you did to make your pizza great. If you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comments below as well. And we thank you guys so much for following our channel. Thank you so much for stopping by the homestead. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave if you haven't done that already, so you can get a look at all of the videos that we put out. We put out 5 a week. And until next time, thanks for stopping by the homestead. God bless. And thank you guys so much for stopping by the homestead today. We do truly appreciate every one of you for wanting to be part of our lives. We're now going to be putting out 5 new videos every week, Monday through Friday. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Also, don't forget to check out the videos over here on the side. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you next time back on the homestead. God bless.